Hi guys. Okay, so I'm heading out again after I came home to change. And I kind of felt inspired to rant off about something. I didn't know what I was going to film about for a vlog today, but yeah. I recently got a bit of a nasty comment. And they were saying like how I am a fake psychic and I give fake readings and just ridiculous things like that. And this is not like, although I was weirded out by it because this person kind of like added in personal things about me that only people who have directly spoken to privately would know about me. So I have a feeling that it's some person with a grudge. I have no idea who. I'm not gonna like make any assumptions on who, but yeah. listen. I wanna make something clear for people. Being psychic does not mean that I'm going to predict everybody's future. Being psychic does not mean that I know everything. It does not mean that I have a God complex. It does not mean that I have like some kind of superiority complex or like that I'm going to like tell everybody everything and I get impressions all of the time about what's going to happen in the future. That's not what psychic is about. Being psychic is not like knowing everybody's fortune. It's not this supernatural ability that you can read minds and stuff. Like, I know that there's a lot of misconceptions about being psychic because of mainly frauds, really. Frauds are the ones who created this God, what is the word? This illusion, this just straight out lie that the job, the role, the gift of a psychic is an all-knowing supernatural human being. It doesn't make sense to me as someone who is a real psychic. Like how could the universe even like function that way? How do people's karmas, how would people's karmas function if a psychic was to be a real thing and they could really read everybody's mind all of the time, every single day, for the entirety of their life? It's not possible for a numerous amount of reasons. You have to do a lot of work to tap into that energy, tap into your psychic abilities, and you have to like have like an insane amount of self-discipline that I realized later on in my life when I was predicting people's futures or getting visions and warnings about people's futures that I would try to meddle in. Ultimately, like, first of all, it was painful to know what people's path was going to end up like people that I love getting into abusive relationships, really traumatic events in their lives. I knew that was going to happen, and sometimes I would try to warn them. And the irony, I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm frazzled today, sorry. The real trouble with psychic abilities is that you can't, even if you try to warn people of your predictions, of your visions for them and their future, they're not going to listen ultimately. So there's no point. There's no point trying to protect anybody from the things that they're going to go through. You're either just delaying their process. So you're either delaying the things that are meant to happen for them, or you're just going to cause people more pain in these situations. Because if you tell somebody that that you know what's going to happen to them, the bad things that are going to happen to them in their life, then they're going to have this feeling of regret for not listening to you. And I say this from personal experience. I'm not saying this like just as an opinion or something. It has happened to me before. I've tried to warn friends before, and they said that line that was just so heartbreaking to hear, like, I wish that I listened to you. I don't ever want anyone to feel that level of regret. So yeah, like, being psychic is not a simple task, and it's not something that I can just tap into or want to tap into all the time. Sometimes it happens sometimes I get visions at random times. No, most of the time I get visions at random times, and some of the time, like maybe 5% of the time, when I really need to connect to somebody, I have to work my ass off to get to that state. It's called spiritual work, you know? And I'd have to cancel my entire day, which is not constructive in the long run, because I need to have a life and I need to chase my own goals and I need to do things. I'd have to literally sit in a state of meditation for anywhere between 5 to 8 hours. I'd need to be meditating, and that's just not practical for someone who's living in a westernized society where they're not they don't have when I'm not I don't know, a sadhu or something that doesn't have anything to worry about or anything to work toward or anyone to take care of. I have 3 cats to take care of, you know? I have a house to take care of. I have people to feed in my house. I have places to go. So that's why it's very difficult to be psychic in a capitalist society. And anybody who says that they are psychic for a living, well, you're either lying, flat out, or you somehow have made your life structured your life in a way where you can work as a psychic and not be distracted by external forces and not have anything not have many attachments at all. So that's why I just I have never advertised being psychic. I tell people personally, privately, that I'm psychic because it's just, I just am, you know? I'm not trying to prove myself to anybody. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know what I've done for other people, and that stays between us. I don't brag about I don't brag about what I've done with this gift, because it's not something to brag about. It's something that I was born with, and it's something that I don't think I've inherited. Like, I think that I've inherited from one part of my family, but I think my grandpa was psychic, but none of us have really tapped into or really openly spoken about it. But I know that my grandpa, when he was alive, he would send me, like, he would share his visions with us, and people thought that he was crazy. So that's also another thing that I try to, like, avoid, because I don't like people. I'm a very sensitive person. I may have, like, a tough outer shell, but if someone calls me, like, delusional or crazy for this gift, someone that I know personally, not some random person on the internet, I don't really care about that. But if someone close to me said that I'm delusional or I need to go get help or something, which has happened in the past, I'd be really hurt. And that's why I just don't talk about it as much anymore, because people around me have said that, or people have mocked me. And I try to, like, get myself to understand their perspective. Like, yeah, there's a lot of negative stigma about being psychic and the psychic experience. There's a lot of misconceptions about it. So I try to, like, understand where they're coming from and understand that not everybody is at the same level where they're ready to accept it for what it is. But when I'm in that moment, you know, it does hurt to be called like mean things for something that I've lived with since I was a child, you know? That is very real to me. Okay, so that's my rant for today. Subscribe, like this video, and have a lovely day or night. Bye, guys.